Not seeing gains? Try these 5 hacks. I'm going to walk you through 5 essential steps you need to take today if your muscle has stopped growing and you are no longer observing any improvements. If you follow these 5 steps correctly, your entire body will experience massive, explosive growth in just 30 days. If you simply aren't eating enough or right, it could be the case that your muscle isn't growing anymore. In this video, I'll explain how to do a complete diet overhaul, how to quantify enough calories, and whether eating smartly means hitting your macronutrients. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced lifter, this video will be helpful to you. Stay tuned until the end, and I'll share 2 very simple tricks that will further, in addition to exercising and eating a balanced diet, your muscle building efforts are essential to obtaining and keeping a fit body. For those who want to bulk up, these are crucial dietary recommendations to remember. 1. Consume sufficient calorie food. Getting enough calories is the best way to address most of the issues that lifters have with their capacity to grow larger and/or stronger, and the explanation is quite basic. The amount of calories required by the human body to maintain its current weight is known as the basal metabolic rate, or BMR. Each individual's BMR varies depending on their weight, age, muscle mass, level of activity, and other variables. When your calorie intake is less than your body mass index, BMR, you are in a calorie deficit. Conversely, when your calorie intake is greater than your BMR, you are in a calorie surplus and gain weight. The easiest way to find out how many calories a person's body requires right now is to use a BMR calculator. Determine your BMR. It calculates your daily energy needs using the Harris-Benedict formula, which is useful if you want to gain muscle and bulk up. Your main objective should be to reach calorie surplus, so after you get the number from the calculator, just add 500 to it. The last figure represents the amount of calories you should consume each day to gain muscle. For example, Joey needs to eat 3,340 calories, adding 500 calories to his calculated BRM of 2,840. You can easily gain weight for weight loss by deducting 500 from your BMR. The incorrect foods can seriously hinder your. Hence, in order to support your muscle building journey, it's essential to not only consume enough calories but also 2. Eat smart. In general, smart people know that if they consume too many calories each day and train with quality exercises, they will see some muscles expanding. That being said, if you're putting whatever in your mouth and consuming it without thinking twice, the chances are that you'll be putting on more body fat and less lean muscle. On the other hand, if you're eating too much every day and exercising, you'll grow. But if you're not eating the right foods, the chances are that you'll be limiting your potential and gaining too much body fat and lean muscle. Therefore, when planning to build muscle, you should aim for good ratios of the powerful macros, protein, carbohydrate, and fat, when planning to gain muscle. The ideal macro ratio for building muscle is 30 and 50/20. Thus, 30% of your daily caloric intake should come from protein and 50% from other sources derived from carbohydrates and 20% from fats. So using Joey's calorie diet as an example, I'll divide the objective. Protein, 30% of 3,340 daily calories is 1,000 calories divided by 4 to get 250 grams of protein per day, and carbohydrates. 50% of 3,340, or 1,670 calories, divided by 4 equals 418 grams of daily carbohydrates and fats. 20% of 3,340 calories, or 670 calories, divided by 9 equals 74 grams of fat per day, which is then divided over 6 to 7 meals. Incorporating daily snacks. The nutrition you consume after working out is crucial for building muscle, but I'll talk about that more later. 3. Consume enough food. Adequate meals. Yes, eating 3 meals a day is sufficient, but if your objectives are more precise than usual, for example, to put on, the body functions like a log fire. Too much wood at once causes the fire to burn slowly and sluggishly, but adding wood gradually makes the fire burn more efficiently and bigger. Therefore, aim for at least 6 meals a day and make these meals as even as possible. You may be thinking that you don't have time to eat all those meals, but you can with a little planning. There are also less expensive ways to cook and store food for all those meals. Weight and lean muscle. Think about dedicating a few hours on Saturday. Then stir-fried beef stew, pasta bowls, and chili weight gain shakes are all excellent options that can be frozen or refrigerated. Substitute. Simply add water to a shaker, add protein powder, and blend. These shakes can take the place of your meals, replacing them with high-quality meals that provide roughly 600 calories, good amounts of protein, glutamine, BCAAs, and carbohydrates. Speaking of supplements, you should also make a mission. 4. Consume adequate water. Every drink in the world, including water, consistently performs better than any other. This natural supplement is. After all, water is essential for many different body processes. In fact, being hydrated is crucial for lifters, athletes, and anyone else who engages in regular physical activity. Make sure you stay hydrated before, during, and after your workouts. There's really no good reason not to. I always carry a bottle with me so I can take quick sips throughout the day for lifters and gym rats. Your post-exercise dinner is possibly the most significant meal of the day, so it's imperative that you 5. Fuel up following each exercise. 5. Fuel following each exercise session. Your muscles will be depleted of nutrients after your workout because they were lost during training. You may believe that a straightforward protein shake would be sufficient as your post-workout nutrition, but that is entirely false. Sure, a protein shake is better than nothing, but it is also insufficient to make up for a good post-workout diet. Your protein and creatine levels are both down, and your glycogen supply is depleted. A post-workout shake should contain 30 to 40 grams of whey protein and 5 grams of creatine. You can also up the ante by adding 60 to 70 grams of dextrose to your shake. The most basic of simple carbohydrates, these dosages of dextrose raise insulin levels, which is advantageous since it helps transport nutrients quickly throughout the body. In other words, BCAAs and creatine protein are quickly absorbed into muscle cells, where they are required for the initiation of muscle repair. An hour later, you should feed your body with a balanced meal that includes complex carbohydrates, fats, and protein. As an aside, while adhering to these dietary guidelines is important for overall muscle growth, there are additional training strategies that will help you concentrate on developing your arms in particular. More on those later. 6. Increase your calorie burn. Increased calorie burn. Your body's metabolism increases with the amount of muscle mass it gains, so a pound of muscle burns approximately 13 calories per day, compared to a pound of fat tissue, which burns only about 4. Therefore, generally speaking, if you're gaining muscle through increased exercise, you're automatically burning more calories throughout the day. Increasing insulin sensitivity is the second health benefit of gaining muscle. Research has indicated that increasing muscle mass and engaging in resistance training enhance insulin sensitivity. This is advantageous as it helps the body more effective at regulating blood sugar levels with insulin, which lowers the chance of developing type 2 diabetes and enhances general metabolic. Bone health is enhanced by health. 3. 7. Boost power and strength. Power and vigor. Gaining muscle mass increases your general strength and power, which leads to better performance as well as exercises like weightlifting for better results. Incorporate these two things into your muscle building routine in addition to sports and daily tasks, for those who watched the entire video. Ways to increase muscle mass more efficiently. First, breathe weather. 8. Rest and recover. Recuperate. This is an essential step in developing muscle mass that you should never omit, much less cut corners on. It may seem paradoxical, but resting is what makes your muscles grow stronger and bigger. In particular, getting enough sleep is crucial. You should aim for 7 to 8 hours per night so your cells can begin repairing and rejuvenating. Insufficient sleep makes the tissue repair process less effective, which can lead to poor muscle growth and even injury. Enough sleep and protein consumption would undoubtedly strengthen the hypertrophy training process. Body for general muscle growth is fantastic and all, but you might not get the precise outcomes you had in mind in some cases. Certain body parts, like your arms, might need a bit extra training designed especially for them on top of your regular exercise regimen.